Archangel Raziel here, I believe are the ones I called, as well as Archangel Raphael. Anyway, so when I got into the meditation, rubber duckies are important for some reason, or perhaps it's just ducks. I literally saw a rubber ducky. But then I saw this woman who had dark eyes, so they could have been like brown or hazel eyes. But it was like a dimly lit room. But anyways, she was staring over her shoulder and like looking over at a man. And for some reason, the man ended up being Channing Tatum, which I don't even think Channing Tatum's hot. So that's a little bit weird. But maybe some of y'all think he's hot. Anyways, look up the zodiac sign. Maybe you're dealing with someone who has a zodiac sign, or maybe he's a Sagittarius. I don't know. But he was like following her around, and like when you feel someone that's paying attention to you in a room, and then you'll turn around and you'll look to see who it is or whatever, right? And then like you just sometimes like people look away at the very last minute, and then you're like, well, who's looking at me? Well, it's like you're finally gonna have this moment of clarity when it comes to how someone feels about you. I feel like is what's coming up, whether it's love or friendship. Keep in mind this is a general reading. Let's go ahead and get into this for Sagittarius. Black Water by Of Monsters of Men is the song that I listened to prior to the meditation, and for some reason I felt like, because like when I set up for readings and stuff, I like to zone out, listen to music for a little bit, and then I calm my energy down, meditate, and then I go. So let's go ahead and pull. We're going to start with Oracle cards and get into it with the tarot. So, what needs to come out for Sagittarius? Steady placement, thank you. Wow, she's a runner, she's a track star, she don't flew very far. Okay. Oh, Okay, so, look at this card. Look at it. Do you see, and by the way, the woman's shoulder was sticking out. Do you see how there's a wolf behind this woman? Okay, so let's go ahead and get into this. This is funny to me because it's literally like you feel like someone's looking into your energy or someone pays attention to you, and it's like you've been trying to figure out exactly who it is because it's been constantly disrupting your service. I'm not sure what the hell that means. Maybe this person's energy comes in and it's very disruptive. But I feel like that it's going to come out. The sign Gemini or Scorpio is really popping out as well. I feel like, and it's so funny because I mentioned Red Riding Hood to a client the other day. I think was that a Scorpio? Could have been a Scorpio or, was she a Sagittarius? She could have been a Sagittarius. Anyways, but moving forward, I feel like what Spirit is trying to tell you is that no matter who is paying attention to you, that what matters is that you are secure and confident through all of your endeavors. I don't feel like this person has bad energies towards you. Sometimes a wolf is someone that is protective. Like, you know how they say that some people, have you ever met someone that's overprotective for no reason? Or like they're overprotective and you don't understand why and you feel like they're overprotective for, no reason. It doesn't make any sense to you. I feel like that this person is overprotective of you. I don't feel like that this person is wishing you ill. I don't feel any scary or dark energies. I feel like that this person could be a Leo too. Because that is a wolf, but to me it looks like it's got a mane underneath here. But this energy, it's like Spirit's trying to tell you that you're protected, you have no reason to worry. Do you see how there's light coming in? I feel like that you are protected by light. Whichever you believe. If you believe in angels, if you don't believe in angels, that you are protected by energies exterior to you, including this person. I also feel like Spirit wants you to know that it's okay to, for some of you, when you're out in public or when you deal with the public, you feel like that you have to express yourself in a certain way, or you have to, like, let's say you have a job where you kind of got to present yourself a certain way because you feel like that if you were to do things how you really want to do it, it's too soon, or it's too soon to act that way, or to do those things because of the fact that something about the public, it's interesting. Some of y'all have been wanting to shift, whether it's your work life or someplace in your personal life, when it comes to being more you. Some of you, it's like, I don't necessarily feel a biting your tongue energy. I feel like, so, you know when you're trying to explain something to someone, and you've seen me do it on this channel. I make sure that I get the truth out. It's just sometimes how I genuinely want to word it due to the fact that this is on YouTube. I do have to not necessarily switch up the wording so that it fucks up the messages. It's more likely that I try to be a little bit more professional and not so vulgar or grotesque. And so, like, especially with, like, the sexual readings. Anyways, moving forward. So, I feel like that for y'all, I feel like the spirit is trying to tell you that you are okay. Some of you, it's like, you have been wanting, I don't know why it's going to career. And if it's not career, I feel like that it could deal with someone who makes, it's like the relationship kind of feels like work in a way. But I feel like the spirit is trying to tell you to be yourself as you are protected. Okay? To be yourself as you are protected. That there's no fear. Some of you, it's like a fear of colleagues or a fear of shoppers is what I'm being told to say. Okay? So like colleagues or clients. Afraid of what they would say or afraid if you would get in trouble. And of course, use discernment. You keep in mind this is a general reading, but I feel like for some of you that it would actually make your colleagues possibly like you more. Make your clients possibly like you more. Make you, because like, you know how, because I know Sages are real. This reading is not saying that y'all are fake or anything like that. This is asking you to expand as you are being pushed to and you feel like you want to expand. You are meant to expand. You are Sagittarius, am I right? I am. Okay, so let's go ahead as in I'm right because usually, you know, people watch their sign. Anyways, moving forward. Let's go ahead and get some more from Spirit for my Sagittariuses. Okay, so we have Cancer, Immerse, and Aries Act. So I feel like that you see, they're showing me a little girl, and it's almost like a coming out energy. Maybe some of y'all are coming out. I don't know. I like all love is welcome here. But what I'm saying is like a coming out energy, as in almost like making you feel exposed. Some of y'all don't want to feel exposed. Like you don't want, like, whoever this person is that pays attention to you, you feel like that, for some of you, when you feel the energy, for some of you, if you know who it is, you know who it is. You don't want to feel completely vulnerable. But I feel, because some of you, I don't feel like it's an eggshell thing, but if this isn't a relationship, I feel like that exposing yourself more to the individual that you are interested in, by the way, because 7th house is on the bottom, which says relationship. I feel like that the universe is trying to tell you to move forward in that direction. Let's say it's a spouse or a relationship. You've been with them for a while, and you feel like, because we are constantly learning things about ourselves, and we're constantly expanding, right? And some of you are afraid to move forward because of maybe what your spouse would think. And I feel like that, well, what my guides are saying, and it's very blunt and direct, is that if your spouse really loves you, and you know that your spouse really loves you, your partner really loves you, you wouldn't be in fear of what you're planning on doing next. They would also accept you, because it's part of the journey of being in a long-term committed relationship, whether married or not, is to accept one another. Where the hell is this coming from? This is like a super deep message. Like, you should be able to move around in your life, you know, and it feels like that when it comes to whatever this is, it could very well be the home life. I feel for some of you, it's for career. For some of you, it's your relationship sector. But the whole point of it is to fully be yourself. Speak your mind. Some of you are like, well, I already do speak my mind. And I'm like, yes, but what do you bite your tongue on? I don't feel like it's like really biting your tongue that hard, because it's kind of like, you know, okay, so for example, let's say you're painting, right? Because I'm going to try to break it down to such a small example for everyone. let's say you're painting and you always stick to this one way of painting, right? And you really want to learn how to paint a different way. And you've looked up all these tutorials and whatnot, but what sells is when you paint like this. However, you feel like taking a risk, right? So then you sit there and you bide your time and you really want to try this out and you're on the edge of your seat wanting to try it out, right? And then you sit there and you're like, well, and then, your partner or your coworkers or your clients, what have you, are like, oh my goodness, well, I love this piece and I love this piece and I love this piece. And you're like, well, I'm thinking about doing this. And then if someone were to say, like you mentioned, I would like to, try this kind of painting. And then if someone were to say, well, why don't you stick with what you're good at? You don't want to be too risky. And it's like someone trying to box you up in a way. It's like stepping out of that. Because it's like, this is a weird message for Sagittarius. It's a weird message. I was not expecting this, but it's coming out. So let's go ahead and pull some oracle. I think till it's enough. And we have work, Beaver. For some of you, it's like you respect. It's interesting. Because it's like, for some of you, it's like you're respecting others' opinions. It's not even like afraid of judgment. That's not what's going on here at all. It's respecting and valuing other people's opinions over your own opinion. See, everyone thinks like that that's judgment and shit like that. I don't feel like that you give a shit if you judge or not, Sag. I don't think it's that kind of energy. I think this is kind of like an energy that's a little bit strategic. Like, if I move forward in this direction, even though I've been going through, it's kind of like trying a new process or improving your process that's already a great process. Does that make sense? And let me say, if this is work-related, which I said it could be, if this is work-related, it's implementing that process without delay. Because for some of you, it's like you've been delaying the process of doing this. You've been delaying this, this is just honey oil. You've been delaying the process of moving forward with this change. Feeling like that you might be exposed because of the change, or feeling like you might be left vulnerable. Like, let's say it is a risk for work, right? Let's say it's a little bit of a risk, and you don't know how it would turn out. Because you don't know if you'd still be on your feet financially. I feel like that you're getting the go-ahead too. Especially if you are an entrepreneur of some sort. Go ahead and get further into this, because it seems like I was not expecting this. Woohoo! And like, let's say this is love. Maybe putting a little bit more effort in when you usually wouldn't. You know what I mean? If this doesn't resonate, pay attention to your other places, because I feel like this is going to be very specific for a few. I feel like someone is either has heavy Cancer in their chart or has heavy Aries. It's going to resonate with this, or has been seeing a lot of beavers or wolves. Okay. Some more messages from my Sagittarius. Nuki Spirit. Anything else for my Sagittariuses? Two of Pentacles. See. King of Cups, Cancer, Pisces, Scorpio. My earring for Cancer, Queen of Swords, Aries, Libra, Gemini, usually Libra energy. The Knight of Cups that landed in the reverse, very dramatically. Okay. This is the Tattoo Tarot. I actually bought it off Sag. Anyways, okay. One for the Two of Pentacles, Ace of Cups, one for the King of Cups, Three of Pentacles. Look, there's even fucking like beaver-looking things. They're like prairie dogs, whatever. They're still rodents, I think, right? Anyways, Three of Swords. Can I get one for the Three of Swords, please? Thank you. Page of Swords. Knight of Cups in reverse. Oh, I got two. Justice, Libra energy, and the Nine of Wands. So, for some of you, I feel like the Spirit is saying that you can move forward with this. However, I feel like Okay, I feel like that this is the divine masculine and the divine feminine within you. To be honest with you, I don't feel like this is external to you. Because usually I take them as two significant people. However, I'm feeling, because the way that this Two of Pentacles is, which is usually always some kind of jungling, is that I feel like that this energy right here is balanced within the feminine and the masculine, and it's clarified by the Ace of Cups, which is kind of like choosing to go after your heart, right? Like stop having mixed signals about your own heart, stop being confused about your own heart when it comes to moving forward in life. Some of you, it's like you feel a lot of joy, you feel a lot of excitement and joy. However, it's like there's this little piece that's lacking, and I feel like that it's asking you to take this chance. I do. Why the hell do I have Bad Romance in my head by Lady Gaga. Sorry, I'm trying to get lyrics. I want your loving, I want your disease. I want your everything as long as it's free. I want your love. Love, 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 I want your love. I feel like that for some of you, the reason why you haven't been wanting to move forward, I'm not trying to read you, it's just, I'm trying to specify who this will resonate with. This is for someone who's afraid that when they make this change, that they will not be loved, or that they will lose, it's like lose attention or admiration, or possibly even emotions from another person. You feel like that it might be damaging, whether it doesn't have to be a specific person, it could be a group of people. Spirit is trying to tell you that everything will work out. With the King of Cups and the Three of Pentacles, I feel like the Spirit is also trying to tell you, it's kind of like, instead of being so confused about what to do, once you take action, your cup will overflow. This is about personal fulfillment. I feel like this is what this reading is about. I also feel like that you are meant to work with your emotions. Some of you, it's like, whether it's relationship or job, I'm reading the energies, just apply it appropriately, okay? You know, I don't live your life, you know your life, okay? So I feel like that when it comes to working with the King of Cups energy, I feel like that it's working with your emotions to get what you want. I feel like that for some of you, you've been wanting to communicate and you haven't been able to communicate because you have been juggling your emotions as far as, I would really like to be a barista, right? I would really like to be a barista. However, I'm a librarian right now, but they need me at the library. I have to work at the library. But I love making coffee. I used to be a barista, and that shit was the bomb. We're not going to go into it. Anyways, moving forward. So, I feel like that, for y'all, also, it's communicating, and communicating clearly. Some of you feel like that what will happen is that, exactly this. This is like the fear. This is the fear. Is that once you communicate how you're feeling, that you won't be accepted. However, the universe is trying to tell you that you will be accepted. And do you see how she's blind? I feel like the universe is also trying to tell you, because it's like the Queen of Swords let down her hair. And instead of restricting herself, she allowed herself to make decisions by letting down her hair. And though she may not know exactly what is going to occur, she is trusting that everything will work out and be balanced. Some of you, it's like literally taking this fucking risk. Some of y'all be literally, this is like a motivational reading for Sagittarius to take a risk, which is so interesting. Again, I feel like this might resonate with only a handful of you, but let me know in the comments. Anyways, let's go ahead and move forward. Get some guidance for my Sagittariuses. Okay. So we have Labyrinth, Release. My ears just got extremely deaf when I said release. I feel like that for some of you, it's kind of like blocking your own joy kind of energy is what I'm feeling. And then we have Gaia. Do you see, okay, so how I'm seeing this is that the guidance is to go through. You may not know exactly which way to go, but you know that you have to go through it in order to make it work, right? Like the best way to get something accomplished is to take the first step, right? And I feel like the universe is trying to do that. Go ahead and release your preconceived notions about how it's going to be. Let me tell you what, real quick, Sagittarius, because I've been getting personal in these readings. I don't have Sagittarius in my chart, but earlier I was eating some waffles, whatever, and I was playing with my cats before I did these readings, and I had a realization that what I really, really wanted was to have peace with people that I deeply cared about in my life. I wanted to have peace. I wanted to get along. But I wanted to be me. I wanted to be me, you know? I wanted to be accepted as I am. And I am a highly empathic psychic medium. And my family did take it as I was evil. They thought I was an evil person at first. And I sat there and I was like, well, I cannot lie to myself. I cannot lie to myself. I have to be me. I just can't. I'm an Aquarius, okay? I'm an Aquarius. Like, I know I'm weird, and I've accepted my weirdness, and I've come to find out that I'm not that weird. I'm just a goober. Anyways, but a year later, and I have the best relationship with my family, and they fully accept me for what I do now. And I'm actually talking to more family members about my abilities. See what I'm saying? I went from living in complete fear that I won't be able to do what I want to do for a living because of family, that I would possibly lose my child too because of what I do for a living, and now it's like the complete exact opposite. And all I wanted was for me to be me and to have my life go well. And it's not just going well, it's going excellent. Do you see what I mean? Like, the universe will do, when you're coming from a heart space, and you're coming from the heart space with the Sag, when you're coming from the heart space, the universe sees, and the universe knows, and the universe will not fail you. I feel like that you're being called to, again, release this. Some of you, it's not even a fear. It's a little bit of a worry. And some of you, it's like some of you might have a heavy air in your chart, but it's like being over logical and over practical. Well, of course, if I do this, it's going to be like this. Because cause and effect. No. It's time for you to trust in your own magic. I suggest powering up through the energies of the earth and connecting to the celestials through your chakras. And meditating, because for some of you, call upon your guides before you fall asleep as well to give you extra messages. But I feel like, do you see how the wind is kind of like protecting her while letting her fire burn? It's like you are protected while you make these future decisions. You're meant to live passionately. You are a fire sign, Sagittarius. Okay? The guidance is to be you with faith and knowing that you can be you and that you will be treasured and